Hey guys, Michael here from michaelsherlock.com with the Audio Technica ATH-ANC7b active noise cancelling headphones. Now these claim to reduce environmental noise by up to 85% using active noise cancellation as well as passive. So what passive basically is it's essentially just blocking the noise with, in this case, the actual things that go around your ear, the ear cups. They physically block the noise from coming through. But what this boasts is active noise cancellation, which is more advanced and does a better job. Basically how it works is there's a microphone on the outside of the ear cup. It takes in that outside ambient noise, and as you know, noise, sound, is in the form of waves with crests and troughs. And then what it does is it pumps through the noise that you are getting with the opposite. So for every crest there's a trough, for every trough there's a crest. So it cancels out the wave, just turning it into basically a line, therefore not noise anymore because it's not a sound wave. Now it's not perfect, of course it's never going to be 100%, but this claims to do up to 85% active noise cancellation, which is pretty cool. So now that I've given you that quick little bit on active noise cancellation, and that's just simplified of course, I'm just going to show you what you get when you get them. So you've got a hard case here. You can go ahead and open that up. So we'll start on the left side first. You have a little pouch here where you can store pretty much whatever you want. When you get it, you have you get these two pairs of cables here. One is a detachable 1.6 meter cable with a gold-plated 3.5 meter stereo mini plug. The other one's a detachable 1 meter cable with gold detachable 3.5 millimeter stereo mini plug. So they both are the same plugs, but the cable length is a little bit different. Next you have your gold-plated airline adapter and your gold-plated 6.5 millimeter stereo adapter. And since this is active noise cancellation, requires a little bit of juice, one AAA battery. They even include that Energizer AAA battery for you. So now let's just look at the headphones themselves. They come wrapped in bubble wrap. These are my first time taking them out, just so I can feel them. Initially, they feel really good. It has some nice cushion padding at the top. The ear cups feel pretty good. There you can see the microphone, I believe, for that active noise cancellation I was telling you about. So that's just what you get in the box and my initial thoughts on how they feel. So after those initial impressions I shared with you on the Audio Technica ATH-ANC7b headphones noise cancelling, I'd just like to go over some more things. Again, this is $220, and you can compare these. We'll get a little bit more of a close-up in there for you. You can compare these, and I would say they're very high quality. You can compare them to something like the Bose Quiet Comfort line. And as you can see, these are the Audio Technica, that's the brand. They're very high quality, they're sturdy, and I just really like how they feel when they're on your ears, when they're around your neck. One of the improvements, well, let's just step back for a second. So I said you can compare these to the Bose Quiet Comfort line, and what actually makes that kind of interesting is Bose sued Audio Technica over the original ATH-ANC7A. What did they sue them for? They sued them for infringing on Bose Quiet Comfort related patents. So basically Bose thought this is too good to be true, this is infringing on our noise cancelling patents. And they actually won against Audio Technica. So Audio Technica came out with these, the ATH-ANC7Bs, and I think they're probably better than the older version by a little bit. I never actually used the older version, but from what I've read, pretty much they've only made subtle improvements. And one of those things being the cup. They've actually made it a little bit bigger for your ears. So when I'm using these, they fit very nicely. I wouldn't say I have gigantic ears, but I have fine size ears. It's not too big, it's not too small, it fits very nicely, and it sort of really isolates me and puts me into a bubble, especially when I go in and activate noise cancelling mode. I feel like it's just totally different. Maybe you're underwater or whatever it is, but it feels like you're totally separated from the outside world. And it's just really nice. Now, again, this is battery powered, or Audio Technica does include two AAA batteries, one pre-installed, which was a Duracell, and an Energizer battery, I believe, in the container, which is really nice that they include one of those. Battery tests, they last about 40 hours, and the headphones actually work without the battery. I don't think noise canceling works without the battery, but the sound still, or active noise canceling, but the sound still works. It still sounds fine, but for example, the treble isn't as good, and even mid-range performance isn't as good without the battery. Overall, it does sound great. When you're in ideal conditions, you have active noise cancellation on, you're listening to high quality source, because no matter what you have, even if you have $5,000 headphones, if the source material is garbage, you're not going to hear anything special. But I have some pretty relatively high quality source files for my music, and it sounds really good. I was listening to one particular track. I don't remember what it is off the top of my head, and I wish I did. But I remember hearing an instrument in the background that I hadn't noticed before. And I had listened to that song a few times, several times actually. So I felt pretty comfortable with it, and when I was listening to it on these headphones, I did a double take, and I was like, well, has that always been there? What's going on? And it was just really nice. I was really impressed by the performance of these headphones. Again, both with noise cancellation. Of course, it's not 100%, but it's definitely when noise cancellation is on and you're listening to your music, even if you're listening to a podcast, or I was listening to a Yankee game on MLB at Bat 2009. You can check the review out at youtube.com/therevived1. But when you're listening to some material, whatever that may be, with noise cancellation on, and passive noise cancellation is always going to be available on here, battery or not, with active on and the battery fresh, sound is wonderful. Again, I'm coming off of listening to a lot of my music off the internal MacBook Pro speakers, and you can grill me for that. But I've started to improve. I have some higher quality headphones or speakers on the custom build machine that actually have been replaced by a keyboard that has speakers on it. More coming in the future. But I'm gonna probably bring those speakers up here, and I'll get some better audio fidelity. But just going back to the headphones, got a little off topic there. These sound wonderful. They're definitely better than the Sennheiser 50 MMIPs that I reviewed. Those are in-ear headphones, and they're better than the Shure, I don't remember the exact name, but they're like the E2 something, and they have the inline mic for the iPhone. So these are probably the best, one of the best audio systems for listening, and definitely the best headphones I've ever used. But when it comes down to it, again, this is a bang for your buck situation. You may be thinking $220, that's a lot. I know I have a friend who had no problem spending $600 on a pair of headphones because he's really into audio. And that's fine. If you're not into audio at all, then you're not going to spend anything on this. But if you are into audio, but you're on a budget, these are the best bang for your buck. You're not going to find better noise cancellation headphones for $220. If they're less money, they're not going to be as good. If they're more money, they may not sound as good as these. And if they're a lot more money, sound is probably comparable. I'm sure the $600 from my friend may sound a little bit better. But for me, these are perfectly fine. These are excellent, I have to say. Usually, I leave my reviews sort of with you making the decision, but these are definitely recommended. These are probably 5 stars, or at least an A in my book. Again, these are the Audio Technica ATH-ANC7b active noise cancelling headphones. They retail for $220 from audiotechnica.com, and I highly recommend them. They're excellent. Again, remember, your source material does play a part into it, but these headphones will maximize any source you throw at it. Compatible with iPod, iPhone, I've tried it on my laptop, everything basically. So there's pretty much my review. Again, highly recommended. I'm Michael Sherlock from michaelsherlock.com. Thanks for watching.